In the heart of the metropolis, beneath a sky stained purple by neon and filled with the endless echo of traffic, lived a fox named Reynard, but he wasn't lost. He was a master of this concrete ecosystem. He knew the garbage truck schedules by heart, the blind spot of every security camera, and could smell the rain coming long before the first drop fell. He was a cunning urbanite, a true survivor. But the city, once a thrilling challenge, had become a suffocating prison. Reynard was tired. Tired of dodging blinding headlights, of scavenging for scraps among greasy wrappers, and of the constant noise that vibrated through the solace of his paws. His soul, though coated in city soot, yearned for the whisper of the forest. He dreamed of soft earth underfoot, the scent of pine, and a deep, profound silence, a silence the city had long forgotten. Every night, from the abandoned rooftop of an old warehouse, he would stare at the horizon, where the city lights blurred into a distant green promise. This wasn't just about survival anymore, it was about freedom. It was a rejection of a life of scraps for a life of wild dignity. An escape like this couldn't be rushed. For weeks, Reynard meticulously planned his route, creating an intricate mental map of the city. His path wouldn't follow the grand avenues of humans, but an invisible network of dark alleys, forgotten drainage pipes, and narrow ledges, a secret city only he knew. The moment came on the darkest night of the waning moon. A light fog rolled in, muffling sound and blurring silhouettes. It was time. Reynard's journey began, a silent odyssey, a tense ballet of absolute stealth. He first moved through the industrial district, where the cold asphalt gave way to rusted train tracks. He encountered a tall chain-link fence, but with the precision of a seasoned climber he scaled it. Just as he landed softly on the other side, a massive freight train thundered past, its roar shaking the very ground and covering the faint sound of his escape. He was a ghost in the industrial maze. Next came the residential neighborhoods, and with them, the guard dogs. One mansion was protected by a particularly large and aggressive Doberman. But Reynard was smarter. Using a small piece of scavenged food, he lured the dog to the far side of its enclosure, a clever distraction that gave him just enough time to slip silently under a dense hedge and vanish into the shadows of the next yard. Then came the electronic eyes of the commercial district. He had to navigate a financial plaza bristling with security cameras. But Reynard knew their secrets, their slight delays, their fixed blind angles. Every shadow became his ally, a temporary refuge. Every gust of wind felt like a whisper of encouragement, pushing him onward, telling him not to stop. The hours ticked by, marked only by the slow descent of the moon and the changing scent on the air. The frantic vibrations from the ground began to soften. The electric hum of the city started to fade, replaced by a gentler, more natural rhythm. Finally, as the eastern sky turned a pearly gray, Reynard felt the most profound change of all. His paws left the cold, hard concrete and landed on the soft earth of a leaf-strewn path. The towering walls of buildings gave way to the dense embrace of trees, and the air no longer smelled of exhaust fumes and fried food. It smelled of rich soil, damp bark, and hidden life. He had reached the threshold, the very edge of civilization. He paused, listening. The city's roar was now just a distant, powerless rumor, unable to pierce the thick curtain of the forest. Reynard stopped in a small clearing, just as the first rays of sun began to filter through the canopy. For the first time in what felt like a lifetime, he closed his eyes without the fear of a sudden car horn or a wailing siren. He just listened. He heard the song of a bird, the gentle crunch of a branch under a distant weight, and the soft murmur of a nearby stream. It was the sound of truth, the language his kind had spoken for millennia. He took a breath, the clean, crisp air filling his lungs, and ventured deeper into the woods. He was no longer a scavenger, no longer a fugitive. He had reclaimed not just his freedom, but his very identity. The cunning he had learned on the cold city streets would now be transformed into wilderness wisdom, ready for a new set of challenges, a new life. His long odyssey was over, and his true destiny, a life in the wild, was just beginning. Thank you so much for joining us on Renner's incredible journey. If you were moved by his story of courage and freedom, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more tales from the wild heart of our world. We'll see you in the next video. And don't forget to buy our magazines. Check it at the end of video.
Digital magazine Wonders of Nature. Fascinating articles. Stunning photographs. Delivered in PDF format. Get them in the links of our channels. Purchasing digital magazines is a good way to stay informed.